Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm filming a very exciting video. I have 4 eyeshadow looks with the Chic collection. So we have 4 eyeshadow palettes and I did a look with each one. So if you guys are interested in seeing swatches, hearing some of my thoughts and my final conclusions on this collection, then just keep watching. If you guys are new to my channel, welcome. My name is KARENHARRIS. I like to film tan girl friendly makeup videos here on YouTube. Today I'm testing out one of my favorite brands. I've had them in purgatory for quite some time because they committed crimes against makeup by launching the Juicy Boost palette in 2020, I think, or maybe it was 2019. I can't even remember, it's all a blur, but the Juicy Boost palette was their big comeback and I was so upset because that palette was not good. So I feel like Colored Raine kind of took a break after that. They weren't really doing much for eyeshadows and they launched their botanical collection at the end of last year and then they launched this collection at the start of 2022. And of course I was curious, so I grabbed them all. So if you like seeing new makeup releases, if you like seeing first impressions, swatch parties, new makeup release chit-chatty type videos, then this is the place for you. Highly recommend subscribing, turning on that bell so you're notified every time I post. And without further blabbering, let's get into it. Okay guys, so I feel like I've thoroughly explained what this video is all about. I'm so excited because I grabbed these 4 palettes from Colored Raine. I'm not sure how much I paid for these. I think this was like $65 or $70 for the whole bundle. I ended up having a $10 gift card to Colored Raine because they had messed up something in a previous order and they had worked with me to fix things and they ended up giving me $10 off, which I was super grateful for. I thought that was a really nice touch as far as customer service goes. And so I decided to use my $10 off and pick up the entire bundle. So I did do an eye look with every single palette. I swatched every single palette. I told you what I was wearing on my face with every single palette. So let me tell you really quick before we get into the eye looks, all of the ingredients are on the back of each palette. It says that these palettes are cruelty-free and vegan with a 12-month shelf life. Net weight is 0.07 ounces or 2 grams times 6 eyeshadows. Each palette does have a eyeshadow warning, so it gives the shade names and it does say which shades are not intended for use on the eye area, but I don't see where the palettes are made. It says it's distributed by Colored Raine in San Clemente, California. I'm assuming these are made in the PRC because I believe all of their eyeshadows are made in the PRC. If I can find the information, I'll put it on the screen. Otherwise, I wasn't able to find it, and you guys can let me know in the comments. If you know, if you have these palettes, I'd be happy to share that information with our other makeup friends here. But I feel like I've talked you guys' ear off, so I'm going to stop and let's get into all of the eye looks I created with each of these palettes. Okay, I'm filming a look with the Neutral Chic palette from Colored Raine. This is going to be the first one I've used so far. So let's go ahead and swatch this because I haven't swatched it yet. I'm going to swatch the matte shades first. So there's 3 neutral shade mattes. Table for 2, Spoiled, 24 karat. And then the mattes are Naked, Satin, and First Kiss. So this looks like a very promising 6-pan neutral palette. I'm not gonna lie, I like the gradient that they did for the mattes because it's super duper basic but so easy. So I'm gonna go into Naked, which is the lightest matte shade, this one right here. And I'm just gonna use that in the crease. And this is kind of like a brow bone shade for me, but I figured I'm going to try and use every shade in the palette, so I'm going to put that all over the crease and maybe even bring it up a little bit to the brow bone because it's just going to blend into my skin tone for the most part. Okay, so pretty basic color. Next I'm going to go into Satin, which is the middle matte shade, and I'm going to put that in the crease. Okay, so now that I've done that, I'm going to go into the shade First Kiss, which is the dark brown shade. And I'm going to put that on the outer corner just to deepen things up a bit. I swear that middle shade called Satin, once it's blended, it looks a lot darker in the crease than it does in the pan. I'm not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I guess it's kind of a bad thing because my crease is a lot darker than I thought, and like the darkest shade doesn't look that much different from the shade in the middle called Satin. So that's kind of interesting because you'd think with it being a darker shade it would be much more contrasting. Like in the swatches it looks more contrasting, but when I put it in the crease and the outer corner, it looks like I just have one shade in my crease instead of 2 or 3, I should say. Anyways, let's go ahead and do the lid shade now. And these metallics feel very like soft and almost like putty, so I'm just gonna see if I can use a brush. I think the texture of these, I think they apply better with a finger. They pick up nicer on a finger, so look at how much more pigmentation I can get with my finger on that shade called Spoil. So I'm just gonna put that on the middle part of my eyelid, and then I want to use the shade 24 Karat on the outer corner. And then on the inner corner, we're going to use the shade Table for Two. That one's more of a champagne, so I'm going to blend it into the shade called Spoiled. Okay, so this eye look is really simple. It's borderline boring, but I will say so far this is a pretty solid neutral palette. So I'm going to go ahead and finish up the lower lash line, and then I will be right back to show you guys the finished look. Okay friends, so here is the finished look. I know it's very simple, but I want to do a look with every single palette, so I figured I gotta start somewhere, and I started with the neutral palette. So let me show you really quick what else is on my face. So I recently picked up this Jaclyn Hill Skin Perfecting Blurring Tint, and honestly I feel like from the reviews I saw that a lot of people thought this would make a good primer. For me, I can wear it as a foundation. I feel like it's a medium coverage on my skin, and you can definitely build this up. So yeah, that's how I plan on using it. It's not like hydrating enough to be a primer for me. I was expecting for it to be more like the Kosas, but even with less color, the Kosas Tinted Face Oil, and it's not like that. To me, it feels like a very creamy foundation texture. So I'm going to be using this as a foundation and hopefully using that up. And then I do have a bunch of Colored Raine products on my face because I figured it only made sense. So I'm wearing the Colored Raine Paint Base Eyeshadow Base in the shade Wheat. I really like this color. It's very close to my skin tone. I am a diehard fan of the Juvia's Place eyeshadow primer, but that shade number 2 is a little too light for me. So I'm really excited to have one that matches my skin tone better. And then I'm wearing this lipstick from the, what was this collection called? Something, I can't remember. But this is their liquid lipstick in the shade Mauve Rose, and I have on a ColourPop lip liner. This is in the shade BFF underneath it. And then I'm wearing the Bridgerton highlighter. This is the shade called Gold 002 Extreme Gold. And then I'm wearing the Charlotte Tilbury powder, which I'm trying really hard to pan. So I got a bit of pan there, and I want to finish that up. And then the Good Apple concealer, Colored Raine Copper Rose Cream blush, and Colored Raine Cinnabay bronzer. I just got this bronzer. It's a little dark, but I can make it work. So those are all the things that are on my face. So I'm gonna save my thoughts on the palettes till the end, but hope you guys were able to get a good idea of what this palette looks like. I did use all the shades to create this look. So now let's go ahead and get into the next palette. Today I'm filming a look with the Pretty Chic palette from Colored Raine, and it's Valentine's Day, so I thought this would be perfect for today's video, and I just want to swatch this palette. This one has a, I think this is a pressed glitter. It definitely feels very like, kind of like it has a lot of glitter in it, but it's not as like piecey and like plasticky feeling as a glitter, so I'm actually not 100% sure. And then one beautiful pink metallic and 4 matte shades, so that's gonna be really fun. I feel like it's just the season for this kind of color story. I feel like I've done so many pink, red, berry like eye looks. Hopefully you guys aren't too sick of it. But let me give you the shade names. So we have Booked and Busy, Crush on You, Sweetheart, Secret Admirer, Daydream, and Bougie. So I love those shade names. I'm so excited to film with this palette because the pigmentation looks really, really nice. And let's be real, I have a lot of things I want to kind of compare this palette to in my head because, like I said, I just have been playing with Angie's palette so much, and it has this type of color story. We've got the Gourmand Girls palette that I got in PR, the Mini Crush palette from Natasha Denona, so lots going on. So I'm going to start off with Secret Admirer, which is the really pretty light pink. And I'm grabbing this BK Beauty brush from Hot and Flashy. This is A503. And we're just going to put that in the crease. I also prepped my eyelid with my colored Raine eyeshadow primer. Okay, that shade's so pretty. Now we have some choices to make. We've got the next shade I think I'm going to do is this pink shade called Sweetheart. It's like a really pretty bright pink shade. So I'm just going to slowly put that in the outer corner. So pretty. I kind of want to do a really soft look and just like not deepen things up, which is kind of different for me, but I don't know, maybe I'll do that just for funsies. My child is definitely pooping. Can you hear her? Oh my gosh. Okay, I did pick up a little bit of Daydream, and I'm just gonna, oh, that's so pretty, the pink and the red. Okay, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna take a risk, and I'm just gonna do like a really light look instead of doing the deepening up situation and all that. So I'm gonna skip using the purple. I'm gonna put the shade Crush on You on my lids. So I'm gonna grab a Sigma brush, and I'm just gonna pick that up. So pretty. I'm gonna pick up some of that kind of white, like holographic shade, and call Booked and Busy, and I'm just going to tap that on top as well. I was going to use it as an inner corner shade, but I figured I can do both. I kind of love it. It's like very simple, but it's so like Valentine's-y. I'm not mad about it at all. I'm going to grab this liner pencil from ColourPop. This is Insomniac, and I'm just going to use that in my waterline. I'm going to go into the shade Secret Admirer, which is that light pink shade. And we're just going to run that on the waterline. And then I'm going to use Sweetheart. And then I'm going to grab a little bit of Daydream, which is the red. And I'm going to add that on the outer corner as well. And then I'm taking the same brush going into the shade Booked and Busy. And I'm just going to use that as the inner corner. It kind of feels like a pressed glitter, but it also doesn't, it applies like an eyeshadow, like a metallic eyeshadow. So I'm not sure what this formula is, but it's got like a holo effect to it as well, which I'm not mad about. So that's it. We're going to keep it simple and easy, and I'm going to finish up the rest of my makeup, and I'll be right back to show you guys the completed look. Okay friends, so here is the completed look. I'm wearing this NYX lipstick. This is the Shine Loud Gold Crusher shade, and like I said in my favorites video that I recently posted, I am trying really to branch off and use like lighter nude lip shades. So this is my attempt on that. And I've been hearing that this formula like went viral or something. I don't know. I was curious, so I bought it. And then for blush and highlighter, I'm wearing these two shades. I really like the neutral blushes on me. I was wearing a pink blush in my current favorites video that I posted on Valentine's Day, and I just did not like pink blush on me. I felt like it looked so harsh, so I'm going back to my neutral ways. And then of course my favorite foundation, wearing the Good Apple concealer. And this is the finished look with the pretty palette from Colored Raine. Now I'm gonna go ahead and hop in to the next palette and create look number 3. Okay, it's time to film look number 3 with the Wealthy palette. I'm so excited because of course this is the green palette, and I'm filming a video within a video. I do that every once in a while. I'm actually filming a trying new makeup video, so I'm trying some of the new products that are from Sephora, and I figured I would film the eye look for this video within that video, so that's what I'm doing right now. This palette contains 2 beautiful metallics and 4 mattes, just like the pink palette. So I'm just swatching this out so I know what the shades are like. Gosh, these shades are so stunning and vibrant. So we have the shade called Expensive, then we have Cash Me Outside, Tales from the Crypto, that's a little scary. Then we have Stock, Paper, Scissors, Currency, and Bank You Next. That's funny. Bank You Next. Who comes up with these names, I tell ya? Okay, I've been doing so many green eye looks, but you know me, I can never get enough of the green eyeshadows. So let's start off with this shade. It's such a pretty green color called Stock, Paper, Scissors. And I kind of want to just put that in my crease. Okay, so I'm going to go into this green shade and we're just going to see how this blends. From what I can tell, this definitely feels like a formula that makes you want to stamp instead of blend, but you guys know I love to blend my eyeshadow, so I'm going to try and see if I can blend this shadow into a eye look. We'll see how it goes. Oh, love this shade of green. Next, I want to use the next green shade kind of in the outer half of my eye. So I'm going to use a Sigma E45. This is the shade called Currency. And I'm just going to put that on the outer corner. And then I'm going to go into Bank You next. And we're going to deepen up the outer corner. Okay, I'm going to go back into that first green I used and just help blend. Okie dokie. And then I want to use both the metallics on my lids. So I'm just going to grab a flat brush and we're going to go into the shade Tales from the Crypto first. It's like the green shade. Give it a little spray. And so sparkly. Okay, now I want to go into Expensive, which is that pretty like white kind of shade, and just throwing that into the inner corner. Ooh, these are so sparkly. Ah, so pretty. I'm going to use this green eye pencil from the Lush Life collection from ColourPop. It's called Canopy. Okay, I'm grabbing this Melt brush from the Holiday collection. It's like a little pencil brush. And we're just using it to set the eyeliner. The shade Currency. It's so pretty. It's like a really nice vibrant green. You guys know green is my favorite color. I might have bought this entire collection just because I wanted the green palette. And then I was like, why not just get the whole thing? I'm gonna go into Bank You next just to add a little bit of depth on the outer corners. And then I'm gonna go into Expensive, which is the white shade with the green duochrome, and we're just gonna add that into the inner corner. Okay, I super love this. Now I'm gonna put mascara on and do my hair, and I'll be right back to show you guys the completed makeup look. Okay friends, here is the finished look. I hope you guys love it as much as I do. I haven't used the Sunset palette yet, but I feel like the Wealthy palette is my favorite one so far. So I'll rank them all at the end and give you guys my thoughts on the palette at the very end as well. Today I am trying on a bunch of new products. This video should already be live where I did the rest of my face on camera and gave people first impressions. But let me tell you really quick. So I have on the new Kosas foundation. And then for concealer, I have the new LYS concealer on. I'm wearing the Colored Raine bronzer, the Colored Raine eyeshadow primer. For blush, I'm wearing this Patrick Ta shade in She's Blushing. Oh my goodness, I love this color so much. And then for the highlighter, I am wearing this shade in the Bridgerton face palette. It's such a pretty peachy highlighter. So those are some of the things that are on my face. And then for lipstick, I'm wearing this lip gloss from the brand Saints, Angels, and Sinners. And they sent this to me in PR. This is the shade Skin. It's a really pretty nude lip gloss and I'm really enjoying the formula so far. So those are some of the things that are on my face. Now let's get into the last palette in this series. I'm gonna play with the neutral palette next. Okay guys, so I'm gonna be filming look number 4 with the 4th palette from the Chic collection. This is Sunset Chic, and I am interested to see how this palette does. This is definitely more of a neutral palette compared to some of the palettes in this collection, but I am very excited. There is a beautiful orange gold shade in here. I think it might be fun for me to do a very orange heavy look, whereas sometimes with palettes that have bronzy tones like this, I tend to do more of a neutral eye look. So this palette has the same format as the Wealthy palette. It's got 2 shimmer shades and 4 matte shades. So let me give you the names on these shadows. We have Twilight, we have Sunset, Sundown, Evening, Gloaming, and Nightfall. So there are all the swatches. And I do have this palette from Colored Raine. This is the Rebellious Nudes. And I was considering including this palette as a 5th look in this video, but I think I might just do a separate video on this one just for the sake of keeping things kind of easy for you guys. But let me know your feedback in the comments on what you would like to see with the Rebellious Nudes palette. Are you guys interested in like a first impressions / swatch party video? I always appreciate feedback from you guys. Or should I include it in a trying new makeup video? Should I just take a break from Colored Raine because I'm sure I'll have some other palettes heading my way? I'm also looking for feedback on if you guys would like to see a video on the new Juvia's Place palette. I posted about it when it launched on my community tab. And so I'd be curious to know what your thoughts are on all of that. Feedback is always appreciated. I don't always get to respond to every single comment, but most of the time I do read your comments. Okay, so I definitely want to do like an orange peachy look. And so I'm going to start off with this shade called Evening. And I'm just taking a fluffy brush from the brand from Profusion. This is like a blending brush. And I'm just going to swipe this shade on. There's a lot of fallout from the Wealthy palette, so I'm trying to make sure I'm really dusting off my brush before I go in on my face because I have foundation on. Freya is with me. She's got the hiccups. Okay, I will say this orange shade wasn't as vibrant as I thought it was going to be on my crease, but I think if I had maybe used a white base, it would have popped a little bit more. Orange is like very close to my skin tone, so maybe that's why. But this shade Gloaming is really popping against my skin tone, so I kind of love that for me. And then I'm going to take a really small pencil brush and go into the yellow shade called Sunset. And I'm just going to run that on the edge, just to give it like a hint of yellow. And then I'm going to go back in with that gloaming shade a little on the edges and blend. And then for the lid shade, I want to use the shade Sundown. It just looks like a really pretty color. And I'm not going to deepen up my outer corner in this look. I feel like I do that a lot. And I've been kind of into like the mid-tone, just wash of color all over the lid kind of look. So I'm going to try that with this color story as well. So I'm just grabbing a flat brush, picking up this eyeshadow, a healthy dose of it, and I'm spraying my brush so it's nice and saturated because I want it to foil. Ooh, yes, I love this color. It's like a pretty peachy, like orange soda vibes. Okay, I want to use this orange shade from ColourPop. This is called Units, and I'm going to put that in my waterline. That liner was kind of hard to build up in the waterline, but now I'm going to go in with this pencil brush and I'm going to go into the shade Gloaming, and I really want to apply like a good healthy amount of eyeshadow on the waterline as well. Usually I'm not this dramatic in my lower lash line, but I've been loving it, and now I'm going to go into the yellow shade called Sunset, and I'm just going to run that right on the very edge of the orange shade. And then I'm going to take the same brush and go into the shade Sundown, which is that pretty peachy color that I put on my lids. You're talking so much! And I'm just going to pop that on as an inner corner highlight. Sorry if this looks choppy in editing, but I want to get this video filmed. And obviously Freya's gonna hang out with me. But we have fun filming videos together, don't we, Freya? Oh my goodness, I love this look. It's so fiery and vibrant. It's so different from me. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the rest of my face off camera, and I'll be right back to show you guys the completed look and tell you what else I have on my face today. Okay, friends, so here is the finished look. This might be my favorite look. I love green eyeshadow, don't get me wrong, but I've been doing a lot of green eye looks lately, so the fact that I did this really bright fiery orange look is just what the doctor ordered on this very, very cold day in Fargo. So let me tell you what else is on my face really quick, just so we can get to the fun part where we can talk about the palette. So on my lips is this lip combo from Morphe. This is the Sweetest Tea lip liner and the Sweetest Tea lip gloss. I got a whole set from the Morphe sale that they had. I didn't try the lipstick, but I decided to wear these two on my lips, and I really like this lip combo. I'm wearing this Estate Cosmetics highlighter. This is the shade Eclipse. I'm wearing my Charlotte Tilbury bronzer in the shade Tan. I'm wearing the Patrick Ta blush in the shade She's Blushing. I'm wearing a bunch of the same products that I wore in yesterday's video. If you guys caught that, I was trying out some new makeup. And then my foundation is the Kosas foundation in the shade, this is Medium Tan Neutral Olive 260. And so far, I really like how this foundation looked on camera, especially in yesterday's video. I haven't quite made up my mind about it yet. I really think I'm loving this concealer. I like the amount of coverage it gives me, and I really like the shade I have. So this is the shade TN6 from the Elvias concealer. I also love that it's an affordable concealer. Usually I don't set my whole face, but I did take the ColourPop So Fresh, Pretty Fresh pressed face powder in medium dark 15, and I put that all over my face just to kind of help set the face. So that is everything that I'm wearing on my face today with this makeup look. These earrings are old. I got them from Target quite a few years ago, so I won't be able to link those. But yeah, just wanted to cover with you guys everything that was on my face. So now let's talk about the eyeshadow palettes, because as I did each look, I was kind of making notes in my head of what I thought of each of the palettes. I will say I really like this collection a lot more than the botanical collection they did. I just felt like that collection didn't seem like Colored Raine's usual aesthetic. I feel like this packaging and everything looks more like them, and also the shades kind of just look more like them in my humble opinion. So I honestly really like all these palettes. I think they are way better quality than the Juicy Boost. I think they work really nicely. You can't blend the mattes too much, but I'm used to that by now, and the metallics foiled really nicely as well. So I'm very, very happy with the quality of all four of these. I was thinking in my head that I wanted to rank them. So I would rank them, I think, kind of in this order that I'm holding them in. So the neutral palette, I would say, is 4th. The Pretty Chic, which is the pink purple palette, I would say quality-wise, the neutral palette felt a little easier to work with, but I like the color story of the pink palette better, so I would rank that at number 3. Number 2 would be the Sunset palette. I love these orange shades on my eyes. And of course, the green palette, the Wealthy palette, is going to be number 1. And I just feel like it's because these greens were so nice and vibrant. I wore the eye look, the green eye look, to get my nails done, and all the ladies at the spa were like, oh my gosh, like, did somebody here do your makeup? And I was like, no, I'm a YouTuber, I just make up myself. Subscribe to my channel. No, I didn't say that. I did end up telling them that I have a YouTube channel, and so that's why my makeup was like so green and bright, but I thoroughly enjoyed wearing that palette. Overall, I'm happy with the collection. I will say typically Colored Raine palettes do go on sale around the holidays and stuff like that, so I would just say watch for a sale. It's not something you need right away. I know that it can be so tempting with eyeshadow palettes. Obviously, I'm tempted all the time with eyeshadow palettes, which is how I ended up with all 4 of the Colored Raine palettes. But what I would say to you is to wait for a sale, watch a few videos, look in your collection, shop your stash if you're curious about these, because these colors aren't that unique. I was just fascinated because Colored Raine really, truly used to be one of my favorite indie makeup brands. So it's nice to see them making a comeback. I feel like they were a little bit more quiet the last couple of years, and I look forward to seeing what they launch next. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in another video very, very soon. Bye, guys!